So my name's Sarah Boldman, and just to give you guys all an understanding, okay, let me explain who I am. Christy Bugtavine, if she's the one that invited you on, she is one of my downline coaches. She and I have coached together for 6 years, so we've gotten to be really good friends. Sarah Bry is my coach's coach, but she and I have also coached together, 5+ years. And then Melissa is in Sarah's downline. And Melissa, how long have you been coaching? A while, a couple years.
3 years?
3 years, yeah. And then Lori is a newer coach, really just like this summer. So our team does extend beyond this, but
And Amy too. Amy's a coach.
And Amy's a coach. I'm so sorry. And our team does extend beyond this, but typically when we have calls, just a handful of us will kind of volunteer to get on because, we all have lives, right? We all have things going on. And so we kind of see who's available and we work together as a team. So we're so glad you're here. If you're catching the recording or if you're catching it live, thank you for listening in and hearing what we have to say. I'm just going to share a little bit about me and how I got started and what brought me to this point. And just a couple of things while we're on. If you have questions along the way, oh, we have another person popping on. If you have any questions along the way, go ahead and pop it in the chat and we can address it at the end. Sarah's going to kind of close things out at the end. And welcome, Pamela. And Sarah will kind of address any questions you have along the way. Hopefully we'll answer everything because the goal of this call is not necessarily to convince you to be a coach, but our goal is to give you all the information, lay it out before you to see if it's a good fit for you and if our team is a good fit for you. And as we're going along, kind of some things to ponder as we're talking is what excites you most about this business or the possibility of this business, and consider what are some of your greatest hesitations, because those are important kind of questions to think about, and that will help you come to a good decision as to whether or not this will work for you. So again, I've been a coach for over 6 years. I think it was 2014. Yep, over 6 years. I was introduced to Beachbody after I had my third child, Cole. He was 1 year old. And I had some baby weight to lose, as many of us do after we have babies. I had like this lingering 10 pounds that was just driving me crazy. And my friend, Wendy, who is my coach, upline coach, had said, hey, this really cool new program came out. This is right when 21 Day Fix came out. And you follow these containers and all this. And I was like, sign me up for the nutrition and the fitness. And it was kind of a package deal. And I did it. I was like, I was done. I wanted to do it. I wanted to go all in with it. And I had such great success. I lost like 11 or 12 pounds. And I was like, I can't believe that the weight just melted off, And so I was kind of sharing organically with people, and people at work were noticing. And all these people were like, I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to do it. So I was referring to Wendy, and she was like, Sarah, you really should consider coaching. There's no reason why you shouldn't get a kickback for these referrals. I was like, oh. So that's kind of how things started, so then I decided to coach. And things took off pretty quickly for me because my heart was in it. Everything that was shared with me, how to run things, how to do things with the business, I soaked it all in my business. Took off pretty quickly. I'm not saying everyone's does, because everyone's situations are different, but for me, it took off really quickly. And it all of a sudden was becoming this huge passion of mine, meeting people like the ladies on this call, becoming really good friends with everybody has really changed my life. So it's not just about the financial piece or the physical piece of being in shape and staying healthy for your family and for your own health, but just the community. It's been significant. So at the time I was living in Illinois, I met my husband out there. We had 3 kids, and I'm originally from Michigan, but I really desperately wanted to move back to Michigan. Sorry, my son's next to me, like, So I desperately wanted to move back to Michigan, and I knew it would be a tricky move because, you know, when you got three kids, we were in a school system, you know, we owned a home. So being able to move without having a financial, you know, change, that was where my husband was really, you know, I don't know if we could do that. Well, Beachbody was the reason why we were able to easily move without having two jobs secured. We, you know, we lived off one income for a little bit with Beachbody, and we were totally fine. So I am forever grateful for being introduced to this business opportunity because it changed our lives financially and obviously completely changed where we're at. We moved to Michigan, got in a home that we love, probably live here forever, ended up having baby number 4. And believe it or not, my business was thriving when I was probably at my heaviest weight. And we'll address that as well, because a lot of people are like, I'm not a fitness, you know, professional, or I don't look the part. Yeah, that's not important. It really isn't. So, so I'm here 6 years later, 4 kids. My youngest is 4 now. So it's been an amazing adventure, and this is forever. I'll forever be a Beachbody coach. And what's wonderful is that we create our own hours. Sometimes we're all in the business really hard, gun ho, and then sometimes life happens and we're like, take a step back and maybe I work a little bit each day as opposed to, you know, and many of us are teachers. And so that kind of, you know, during the school year, it's a little bit trickier. During the summer, not so much, you know, so we have that flexibility with this business, which is a beautiful thing. You can create it to whatever works for you at whatever capacity that works for you. So I'm trying to just make sure that I cover everything. So the topics that we're going to cover tonight, the first one, Christy's going to be presenting. She pre-recorded. Today is her birthday. So we said, do not come on the call, go have fun. She pre-recorded some really great information. And we're going to be covering kind of that I'm not at my goal weight kind of thought that we get a lot of people that say, I'm not where I want to be. Why would I want to coach others? We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about the accountability and how much of a difference that makes as compared to someone that's, I don't mean to say just going to the gym or just doing their own workouts. There's nothing wrong with that. But the added accountability makes a significant difference. And there's a lot of research that backs that up. And the community, obviously, I've talked about that. Like a lot of the girls on the team have become really good friends with each other and with me. And so it's been fantastic. We're also going to cover, that's what Chrissy's going to be covering. Melissa's going to be talking about, you know, the time, because a lot of people worry about their time commitment. And holy cow, we're all busy, right? We have all got lives. I've got 4 kids. Many of us have children. We've got jobs. We've got other commitments. So we're going to talk a little bit about that so that you understand kind of what that part looks like, and like the experience piece. I'm not a professional in this area. You don't have to have experience in it, which is a beautiful thing because Beachbody really provides all the tools for you. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the financial piece because people do have questions. How do you make money in this business? I think people traditionally think it's just a commission-based thing. It's not. And I'll explain that a little bit later. And then Sarah Bry is going to kind of pull things together, answer questions, do some closing thoughts, and then we'll close the call from there. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because Christy is our next speaker. So I'm going to pull up her video. And here she is. All right, let me make sure the volume's up. Okay.
Hey everyone, my name is Christy Bugdavine, and I have been a coach for 6 years, actively working the business for about 5 years. It is my birthday today, so I pre-recorded this and was not sure of our plans, so I wanted to be able to speak to you, but I didn't know if we would be out for my birthday. So one of the reasons that I started coaching was because I felt like I had something to share with others. I started when we had a new program called 21 Day Fix. And I got awesome results. I had 3 kids. I was trying to lose the last of my baby weight. And I did with that program. So I wanted to share. I also loved Shakeology and knew that I needed to get it at a discount. So another reason that I joined. Before I joined as a coach, I would buy Shakeology and then I would cancel it and then I would buy another one a couple months later. And so I just finally took the plunge. 3 things I'm going to talk to you about. I'm going to talk to you about accountability. I'm going to talk to you about our community and the lovely, I'm not at my goal weight yet. Guess what? I'm not either. So life happens, okay? And we have babies, we have life events, we just get lazy and we get off our nutrition game. And so you put on 10 pounds, you put on 20 pounds, quarantine happens, and that's what happened to me. Anyway, I actually maintained through quarantine, but could not drop it. A little too many drinks and snacks, I think. So I just completed MDS, our newest program, and lost 6 pounds and 6.5 or 7 inches and broke through my plateau that I had been at for over a year. How did I do that? Accountability, the community, and I was seeing results because I was being true to my nutrition and getting the workouts done. So I share that with you because of the fact that the accountability in these challenge groups and our coach community has kept me in this business. My coach, Sarah, has held me accountable for things that I have said I'm going to do. I honestly, when I was a challenger, if I saw somebody else that posted their workout, I got to do mine. So I get up and get my workout in. That has also kept me accountable is the challenge group and the fact that I need to show up for myself if I'm asking my challengers to show up. So that keeps me accountable to my workouts and holds me accountable to the nutrition because I can't be telling others to eat their containers and not have snacks and all this kind of stuff, and then I'm doing it. So that was kind of a wake-up call this summer for me, and I just was like, you know what? I'm sick of this. I want my shirts to fit better. I want to feel better about myself and put the hard work in, and it works. Amazing. The other part of this is the community. We have such an amazing community with this coach tribe. Like there are other coach tribes that I do not think are as cool as ours. We are there for each other. We help each other out. We support each other. We encourage each other. We had a couple coaches that, actually there's been 3 coaches that have gone through some pretty major things in the last few months. And we banded together. We help out with meals. We sent a big coach package to them. Like just, we're there for each other. And my coach community has been there for me in times that I've needed them. Those are big ways. There are small ways too, like, hey, I forgot to put up the post for today. Can someone do that for me? I got it, you know, that kind of thing. We have coaches that, you know, are busy at their work, their full-time job, and they're like, you know what, I can't help out as much during this challenge group. I'll be in on the next round. And that's the way we work together. So that has been really good with this this group and the community that we build is so supportive. And another reason why I coach, because they're positive, they're uplifting, and Lord knows we all need that right now. So the last thing, I'm running, I've been talking for 5 minutes. the last thing is not being at your goal weight. I've kind of touched on this a little bit, and it happens. You put on 5 pounds, or you mess up and you have a bad weekend and just things like that. It's okay. People want real people. And honestly, people are not going to sign up if you're like, oh, I'm perfect. I have my 6-pack abs and, you know, it's so easy. I just maintain my weight all the time. Like that's not, they want you to be real. They want to see that you struggle. They want to see that you are getting your workouts in and getting results. They want to see that you show up for yourself and get results. So if you're thinking of signing up, you're like, I still have weight to lose. It's okay. You can be on the journey with them. And it is so much more relatable when you are on that journey. So that is my 3 pieces of, or 3 reasons why I am coaching and why I think you should as well. So I hope you're all having a great night, and have any questions for me or for any of the other coaches, please reach out. So we love this and we want you to be on our team. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Let me stop share. Oh, there we go. So Christy really hit some important pieces.
So we all know every school has a bully. At my school,
Sorry,
our bully
hold on
was
a second.
Bryson Smith. Everyone was scared of him.
It's my
because he was
video.
known-
Okay. There we go. Bye-bye. Sorry about that, guys. I forgot to like close out the YouTube video. Anyway, so I love that she covered those because that when she was talking about, I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. Oh my gosh, yes. You forget about things as you go along. You know, you're coaching. I'm like, yes, it's totally true what she was saying about all of those things. So anyway, if you have questions about that, put it in the chat, some thoughts about it, put it in the chat. We'll make sure to cover it. So Melissa's up next. She's going to talk a little bit about time and experience. So I'm going to toss it over to her.
You would think after doing Zoom, I'd know how to unmute myself before I try to talk. Okay, so I'm Melissa Termini, and I've been a coach about 3 years. About the time I had a hysterectomy, I found out I had a gluten allergy, and trying to figure out my nutrition was just, there's not a lot out there. I was introduced to Beachbody through my coach, who's not on here, who's also Melissa. And it's somebody that I knew. I had wished my son had had her in 2nd grade so badly, but somebody I had seen as a teacher in the school my kids went to. And so I joined, and where I am now is not where I started, and it was a slow process, but it is one that I have thoroughly enjoyed. So not enough time. I keep hearing, I don't have time, I don't have time, I don't have time. I don't have time to do what you do if you've seen my stories or anything, but what I do with meal planning and meal prepping and cooking, I kind of have to do because of the food allergies, but also it's better for me, and it strengthens my immune system, which we all need right now with COVID, so that if we do happen to get it, we can fight it. And it makes it easier during the week to know what your meal is for that day and just to grab and go. But I still eat out. So my son was at work today, and he's very close to one of our favorite restaurants, which is Mexican in Southwest Detroit. And so I had Mexican, and it was no big deal. It was tacos. It was healthy. They have really good stuff. And it fits into how I'm eating. I have allotted for it into my week. I knew that, you know, hey, this is going to happen, and I do that. Pizza is a real big thing in here, and so that's allotted. It's kind of overwhelming at first, and that's why a lot of us help, but the Beachbody programs, the nutrition programs, there's 2, really break it down for you and help too. Then if you're coaching, you're proof of the product. So you're, you know, meal prepping, meal planning. you're doing your workout every day, you're drinking your shake. That's my breakfast. If I'm late, it's going with me in the car and I'm drinking it then. But I can tell if by the end of the night, like, why am I feeling like this? Oh, I didn't get my shake today for some reason, and make sure to have that. I know that it has extra nutrients in it, and that is also, again, something we need in our body right now to help strengthen that immune system. And then you just kind of share with people what you're doing, and people tend to notice. I know when I take like school starting. So school starting, I usually take salads, and people are like, oh, that's an interesting looking salad. Every day you have a meal. And like, yep. Oh, those sloppy joes smell good. Oh, you have a sandwich today. And so you just, oh yeah, I'm learning this. And you just share it with people like that. Most of us are on Facebook or Instagram, and you can just share that too, and then share with people what you're doing. What really gets people to be easy to share, if you are invited to a gathering, if you have a pod that you go gather with at this point, and you make one of the healthy dishes, because the Fixate cookbook is online, and so she's constantly adding to it. And you make one of those dishes and you take it, and people are like, oh my gosh, that was so good. And like, yeah, I know. Hey, let me get you that recipe. The brownies are teenager approved in this house. He has no idea they're chickpea brownies. He just knows they're gluten-free. That's it, because I can eat them. But other than that, he has no clue. And that's part of the checking into the accountability groups, is that, you know, hey, tonight, I tried to make this dish and it didn't work. What did I mess up? Hey, I just got an Instapot. Who has great recipes for that? Because, you know, Instapot, oh, I love an Instapot. And you just keep inviting others. Hey, I'm doing this. And they go, oh, what are you doing? And then you just share. I have fallen in love with the Bar Blend program because I despise jumping around. I'm of a certain age, and I just, it's one of those necessary evils that I've done, but this bar program is just amazing to be able to get the results. When I first started in January with it, I lost like 6 inches in various spots and was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? So these programs are very easily designed, and the bar program is designed with physical therapy parts to it. So even if you're like, man, I don't do that stuff, there is a level for you. In fact, I figured out how to do push-ups without being on the ground from this bar program. I thought that was pretty cool. Experience. You don't have to have any experience. Like most of us are teachers here, or have worked or do work in the school. And, you know, you have to have training, and you have to watch the bloodborne pathogen and whatever Sarah said she had to watch she never saw before this year. Lordy, what things we're going to have to learn. But here you don't have to have any training. You just have to have a desire to try to be healthier and be open to learn. Brene Brown is someone I found through personal development, which is really big. And even in the teaching field, personal development and growing in yourself is not really big or promoted. And she is an excellent speaker, and she's a shame researcher. And she's been talking about FFTs. And you have 2 different ways you can talk about FFTs. And I hope nobody has kids around that doesn't mind a swear word, but they're called fucking first times. Or if you're training your children, they're called terrible first times, TFTs, so that you can be appropriate. But it's when you start something, and the first day you start a new job, the first day you do anything, and you're just like, ugh, why am I doing this? I hate this. And you have to push through to get to the middle. And I know that's something that we tell our students all the time, and especially the first day of school. I know this March, it's what I told my students. Hey, we're going to figure this out. We're here together, and I don't know how this is going to go. Let's have some fun. And it actually turned out enjoyable. But first times are always hard. There's always discomfort, and you have to keep that in mind. And that's why there is the community. That's why there are people to reach out to. If somebody doesn't know the answer, there's somebody else that does. Like when I got on here, I asked Sarah, I was looking for something, and I said, I can't find it. I put it in the search bar, and she went in there and found it right away. Like, oh, okay, cool. So, you know, you just go in and start to know who to ask questions of. There's always support, and messy action is better perfection. I've been trying to be perfect at the things that I've been doing, and I've realized this summer I need a second stream of income, and this is it, and I need to get serious. As a single mom with a wedding coming up and college and teaching there's no extra. And where am I going to go out to expose myself to what's going on in the world and then possibly bring that to my children? So this is it. And it has enriched my life. I've learned so much. I've grown some friendships, all sorts of friendships, and found some people to admire that have totally flipped and changed their lives around. So not enough time, bits and pieces or big chunks. However, just like as teachers, when you're sitting under the hairdryer, you're grading papers at the hairdresser because you don't want to do it when you get home. So bits and pieces, chunks of time, experience, the training's there, and anything you don't know what to do. The trainers on the workout programs, they tell you what to do. They walk you through, it is amazing. Pick your head up, make sure your shoulders are down, don't put how'd you know I was doing that? Are you here in the room with me? So it's all figure outable. And then I think Sarah Boldman's going to talk about money.
Yes, awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And just like Melissa said, I agree. It's one of those things, you just have to have an open heart and a passion for it, and all the resources and all the things. It's just like when I was saying, when I first started, I was so excited. I just absorbed the information and took it forward. And this business is relatively simple too. So I don't want to say easy, simple. It's very simple strategies and things that we do. Okay, sorry. My husband's not home, so I've got all my kids like surrounding me like, you know, flies. They're like circling me. Anyway, so yeah, you just have to be an eager learner, which is really all you need. That's the only experience you need, and that doesn't require anything. So I'm going to talk a little bit about money, and we always touch on this because this is, I mean, truly, I mean, you might be here because you want some added accountability. You might be here because you want to get your products paid for. You might be here to create a business for yourself. I don't know, and it really, whatever you decide, we would support that. I mean, there's a lot of people, I have many coaches that truly sign up to be a coach to get the discount. And you don't have to coach at all. You don't have to coach at all. You could enroll as a coach and just enjoy the 25% off discount, which saves you money. There's no requirement, and you can cancel at any time, which is a really cool thing. So if you're using products on a regular basis, it's just financially smart for you to sign up as a coach. So there's that option. There's also some people that want to become a coach for just a little bit extra cash. You can go shopping, maybe you trying to save up for something really nice, whatever it might be. There's some coaches that do that, and you know, kind of share here and there. And then there's coaches that really want to create another income, like Melissa was saying. And the coaches that are on here, that's what we're here for. We're here to create an additional income. And you know, for me, we have lots of goals with our finances: paying off debt, saving for different things. My son is heavily active in baseball. We do a ton of traveling with baseball tournaments, hotels and things like that, and it pays for it, completely pays for all of that, plus some. And so there's lots of, you know, where you're at is where you're at, and we would support that. So I'm going to give you just a little snippet of what the financial piece looks like. And, of course, there's further questions. We can share more about the compensation plan. But there's a few ways you can make money. Obviously, you can make commission. I mean, that's, with any sort of business like that, there is a commission base. And the 25% commission is what you get. And you sell a couple challenge packs, you can get your Shakeology paid for. I should say 3 challenge packs, you get your Shakeology paid for. So, and that would be a great goal to start off if you became a coach, get your product paid for. And how great is that to get Shakeology for free every month? That would be amazing. Additionally, you get your own website and you get all the tools. There's training on the website, and we also, as a team, have created lots of trainings. We do a lot of things as groups. We have messenger threads for people who are, actively working their businesses and things like that. So there's that support. So the 25% commission is kind of the initial way that you make money, but it's certainly not the way you make the residual bigger income. If you're looking for something that is a little bit more substantial financially, and you want to create more of a business with residual passive income, the way to do that is to enroll more coaches. And the coaches, what it does is Beachbody, after you enroll 2 coaches, will unlock the next compensation plan, which basically that means is when you have coaches on, and whenever they buy or sell or bring on a coach, everyone below them, Beachbody will give us a kickback. And there's like a formula for it, but obviously the bigger volume of coaches you have, the bigger kickback you get. And so enrolling a team and creating a tribe of men and women, or just women, whatever you want, of like-minded people is truly the way to create a sustainable business. And again, like I said, we do a lot of things as a team together. So doesn't have to be a scary thing. It doesn't have to be something that's big. You're really just looking for people that have similar passions as yours, or maybe you're finding people that just want a discount on their products, for goodness sake, and truly a lot of my coaches are people that want to enjoy the discount, love the programs, and just want to get a little bit off on their products. So that's really where the big income comes from. And there's different levels to upgrade those packages and how much you unlock, so to speak, but it's called Team Cycle Bonus. There's another way that you can get, make money, and it's called a matching bonus. When you have a coach that you bring on, like let's say Christy, I'll say Christy because she is my immediate downline coach. Once she rank advances to the next level, Beachbody will then give me another kickback. Beachbody rewards us all the time, quite frankly. There's lots of ways. Those are the 3 biggest ways. There's quarterly bonuses once you're at a certain rank. Some people make $800,000 to $35,000 on quarterly bonuses. The sky really is the limit. There's coaches on here that, like I said, do it just for the discount, and then there's coaches that are making millions. And there's lots of coaches in between. It's truly what you want and what you have identified for yourself as your goals. And all it really takes is an open heart and open, wanting to learn. And there's no reason why you can't accomplish those objectives with the support system on our team. So, and our team has lots of coaches with lots of different incomes based on their lives and what they've worked out toward. But again, there's lots more to it. If you have specific questions about the compensation plan, please let me know. But just know that the sky's the limit, truly, and there's no pressure to do anything. And there's no expectations from Beachbody to you must do this to get this as far as like staying a coach. There's no really, you can be a coach for 2 months and then quit. That's fine. You can be a coach for 10 years. Really, there's no pressure at any capacity. For me, it's just been honestly, it changed my life, and I can't even imagine not have had it in my life. I don't even know what my life would look like, truly. So it's been a huge blessing for me. I'm going to pass it on to Sarah, who will kind of cover last minute thoughts, a little bit about her story, some questions you might have, and kind of wrap it up for us.
Thank you. How's everybody feeling? I've been on Zooms. I've been online all day. I'm in my classroom still. Oh, so this is the first time I'm doing a call with no script. And it's not because you're not important. I just thought everyone else is taking all the topics, and my job will be to maybe share a piece of my story so you can resonate with it, and just speak from my heart. So I've been a coach for over 5 years, which seems crazy. When I started, I didn't think it was a good time, but I started it anyway. I had little kids. I was working full time, newly divorced, pre-Beachbody. And I say pre-Beachbody because, and I also use this with my divorce. It's had such a huge impact on my life. So I will use that, well, pre-Beachbody and post-Beachbody, and that's only because of the impact it has had. And I don't just say that on the call. I'll say it with my family, or I'll say it with my boyfriend or colleagues. Like, yeah, before Beachbody, I was underweight, overworked, depressed, anxious. I had been cruising through life, 3 kids, good job, house, husband, and then a blow happened, and it was devastating to me at the time. It was not the worst thing that could happen by any means, so I try to keep it in perspective. But a divorce did occur, and that I grieved that. That was a real death for me, that the idea of that, the family unit and the marriage. And I really fell apart. This is what happens when you go off script, you get emotional. I did. I fell apart, mostly for my children. They were 5, 7, and 9. And I didn't want to share them. I didn't want to split time. They have a fabulous dad, so that wasn't the issue. It was me. I was so wrapped up in them. And do you ever feel like you label yourself? Oh, I'm Gabby's mom. I'm Brody's mom. Oh, I'm a 3rd grade teacher, which those things are okay. I'm Mike's wife. I did not realize I had been using so many labels. And it wasn't a bad thing until I realized my identity was so wrapped up in those that when I lost them, I didn't know what to do. I'm no longer Mike's wife. I'm still the mother to these 3 beautiful children, but I don't have them with me all the time. I became really negative. I became very bitter. I didn't see it at the time. I played the victim role and used all of those objections. I hate to call them excuses, because at the time they were very real and present in my life, but no time, no money, no confidence, lots of self-doubt. No one will follow me. I could never do what you're doing. I will never, ever post a selfie of myself. I told the girls, I told some on the call the other night, flexing my muscle, that I will, in my head, I'm like, I will never, ever, ever do that. So I was judgy. I didn't like myself. I didn't like who I was. I didn't like how I was feeling. And I was, above all else, failing to see the blessings in my life. I had a good job still. I had 3 beautiful children that were very healthy. I had a home. I was on the verge of losing my home. I could not afford it by myself. So that was all kind of pre-Beachbody. And then I said, you know what? I'm just going to do this. I've been watching this coach, a friend of mine, for 7 months. I've been telling her no. I've been putting it off. I'm sick of seeing how happy she is and deep down wishing I could, have some more energy. And it wasn't about weight for me. And I'll get to that in a minute, but I just wanted something different. And really, I didn't quite know what it was, except, I did know what it was. I really wanted to feel better physically. I didn't have a lot of energy, wasn't sleeping, and I really wanted to save my home. I had a good full-time job. I didn't want to give that up. I needed another job, and I didn't want to sacrifice any more time with my kids. I don't know who has kids on here. Okay, or maybe even someone you take care of. Or my gosh, like my dog today, I had to take care of my dog like 4 different times. I didn't want to be pulled away anymore. So I really needed a job that would allow me to set my schedule. I needed a job that would allow me to heal and grow. And I could see that Beachbody would do that. I didn't know how. I had no clue how to make money. I had no clue how to post. I had no clue. We laughed about my social media. I was like days away from canceling social media. Petrified to share. But none of that mattered anymore, because what I really wanted was on the other side of all of that fear. And I think people join Beachbody for 3 reasons. In my case, it was all 3. They join for the fitness. They either really value health or they've lost their way and need to get healthy. You may be like a fitness guru and not use Beachbody products, but you value health. It's a priority. Or maybe you want to get back to that. You see it's a priority, but you haven't been making it a priority. You haven't been making time like Melissa talked about. Or they join for the community aspect. And I didn't know I would get that. But when I joined, I got that community piece. And I was like, whoa, okay, I've played sports all my life. I've been on teams. We've had competitions, but all of these women like want me to do well. They want me to succeed. And they're rooting for me. Oh. Lori, I thought Lori was giving me an amen. Hallelujah. Woo! They want me to succeed. I'd never been part of a community that wanted that so much. Or they really joined for the freedom that it can create in their life. And there's many types of freedom. There's freedom of time. There's financial freedom. And the one that I was overlooking, that I was thinking about today, is a freedom from all the negative self-talk that people do. A freedom of all those self-doubts that you might have rolling through your head. Freedom, this was a big one for me. Freedom of caring so much about what other people thought. Don't get me wrong, I care. I care about what other people think that are close to me, but their opinions do not drive my decisions anymore. I do that. They don't pay my bills. They don't know the good we put out in the world. They may not know what happens in our challenge groups. They don't know what our team's trying to build. And it really stems from a love of helping others. So when I said yes, and I'm going to wrap this up because I know your time is so precious and we thank you for being here. But when I said yes to coaching, the real decision I made, and I didn't see it at the time, was to move forward with my life. And I've heard that again and again and again from women, even women, and we have some men too, who are in a good spot. And they're like, I have a good job. Like, life is great. I have heard that when they say yes to the community and coaching, wow, they've really moved forward in an area of their life. So I didn't have a plan B. There was no turning back for me. And my 3 goals when I joined, and I've done this, were to heal and grow emotionally and mentally. And I'm still doing that. I don't have my kids today. They're in a sweet spot. Like they're on a lake right now. But that pains me to not be with them sometimes. But I'm healing from that. I'm growing from that. I'm becoming a woman who stands on her own 2 feet without that label or identity of mom. It's a wonderful label. I love it. But it doesn't make, it's not my sole purpose. It doesn't encompass all of who I am. So healing, growing mentally, emotionally. I wanted to feel my best physically. I did not feel good. I didn't have energy. I was, I would fall prey to excuses left and right. And then my third reason was to support my babies financially. And they're 15, 13, and 11 now. They get to witness this. That has been a beautiful piece. They witness me set goals and reach them. They witness me set goals and fail. They hear me like, oh, I can't believe this happened again. Like they hear me get frustrated when I have to learn something new. And then they hear me say, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to sit down and do this. And they get to see, yes, they get to see me being active. They get to see me taking care of myself. Who better to teach my own kids self-care than me or their dad? People who love them and are with them that entire time. So I've done those 3 things. And I mean, the financial piece, we do have an income disclaimer. Beachbody doesn't guarantee anything. They don't guarantee you're going to make millions of dollars. They don't guarantee that you're going to be able to quit your job. The potential's there. They can't guarantee that. It really depends on your effort and what do they say? Effort, diligence, hard work is their disclaimer. But I am a firm believer that if you do this and stick with it, those 3 things will happen. No matter what. A little bit each day. Because of the accountability, because of the opportunities you're creating, because of your community support and having others who believe in you. And I just heard this on a podcast. I don't know if it's true, but the final step in AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, is they have to help someone else. And I thought of coaching. My final step, I was all, I need to get healthy. I need to earn an income. I need to support my babies. I need to do this. My final step when the passion lit and when I knew there was no turning back was when I made it a we. And I started helping someone else. Because when you help someone else, you better believe it, you're more accountable. You've got to walk the walk. And so that's why I'll never look back. If yes, I love the idea of passive income. I'm going to teach for my, God willing, 30 years. I'm almost there. I love that. I love that I'll get to do this full time and set my schedule. But what trumps all of that is I love who I'm becoming in the process. And that's what you will get. That is the gold. If you were to do this and you were to be open and you would be willing to learn and grow and help someone else improve their life, you will be changed. You just will. I haven't met a person who's not. So that's basically what a coach does. We are someone who betters ourselves. We're someone who wants better health, wants better fitness. You don't have to be a trainer. You don't have to be a dietitian. None of us would be here. None of the coaches on this call would be here if that were the case. You don't need a 6-pack. You don't need to be at your goal weight. You just need to want to improve your own life and then help someone else do the same. And we do that through these products, these programs, a lot of mindset work, and sharing and documenting our journey. That's really what we do. That's the essence of it. So hopefully something I said resonated. I can't make the decision for you. None of us can. We would love to have you. Obviously, we would. We're always looking for positive women who want to help others and get better. But that's your choice. That's your decision. What questions do you have? I'm sweating now. I just started sweating and all that. I know, it was a lot, wasn't it? I tend to word vomit. I locked in for some reason on Joy. Is it Joy? I was locked in. You were right in the middle of my screen.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hi.
Hi, Joy.
Hello. Thanks for being here. I don't know what it was, Joy, but I locked in on you. I felt like you were like, uh-huh.
Lock it in, baby girl. No. Ah.
Joy's used to word vomit. She worked with me.
I didn't have a script, so I do apologize. Sometimes I say things, if it came out all jacked up, sometimes it's very clear to me, and then other people are like, huh, not sure what she said. Just not sure.
I love the
Anyway,
message. I really
thank you for
do.
being here. And you guys, if you do decide to do this, I don't know who in here is already using the programs and products. I don't know that. But that is key. I mean, you would need to be using the programs and products. That's one of our number one things, is to be the product. It would be like me owning a restaurant and never ever eating there. And then telling other people, oh, come to my restaurant, but never eating there. So that is one thing. The other piece is that can be tricky is it really is a small investment to sign up. So, and I didn't think so at the time, which was a red flag. I think I spent $160 for everything. It gave me my coach sign up. It gave me one program, 21 Day Fix Extreme, and it gave me 30 days of Shakeology. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't. When I said, oh, I just don't think I can swing that money, you know, I was counting pennies every month. And that's when I thought, you know what, I have to do this because I'm sick of saying that. I'm sick of counting pennies. I'm sick of saying I can't do something because of money. I'm going to find a way. I'm going to sign up. And I did. I sold some stuff at a garage sale. And that was my sign up fee. So now I'm like, oh gosh, it's so cheap compared to another business. But it's also kind of tricky because it's such a small investment. You know, to start a business is thousands and thousands of dollars. But because it's a small investment, people don't always treat it like a business, if that makes sense. Like when people sign up, they're like, I paid my $140 or whatever. Now you get a lot more than what I got. But because of that small investment, they treat it like a $140 business when it really should be treated like a $100,000 business. So that's the other piece. If you're not using the products, that's how you can one way you can sign up and just get everything and start rolling in a group and meet with your coach. But your coach, whoever invited you, will help you with that process if you decide to say yes. Anything else? Coaches?
Well,
Smiling faces who are on. Any questions?
if some questions come up, feel free to contact the coach that invited you or any of us really. And we'll be happy to help you out. If it's something we'll follow up with you anyway. If it's something that you think will be of benefit to you, we'll help you enroll, we'll help you get plugged into all the things, and identify where you'd want to be. Do you want to do it for the discount? Do you want to do it for a small income, or do you want to make a business like a nice income from it? So it'd totally be up to you. We'd support whatever decision you made, and we thank you so much for coming on the call tonight and spending.
I have one more
time
thing to
with
say.
us. Yes, Sarah.
Joy's like, come on. I thought you were. I have one more thing to say because I hear this a lot when a call's over. I'll hear potential say, well, what if? What if I fail? What if I don't like it? What if I don't want to share on social media? What if? And I always say to them, if you're going to play the what if game, you need to play it both ways. What if I succeed? What if I do lose the weight? What if I do have a woman I inspire? What if I wow, what if I even do get someone to join my team? What if I do pay off my credit card bill? What if I do get to travel because of this? I don't know why I'm doing this, but if you're going to say what if, please write down both scenarios, not just the negative. You've got to do it both if that's what you're going to, if that's the game you're going to play with your mind. I have to do that. I play that game all the time, so I have to play it both ways. That's it. Sorry. That's all I want to say.
No, that's a good point, because I think people tend to just do one or the other, and we need to be fair to ourselves, right? And really,
I did it tonight. What if my online virtual open house fails? And then I'm like, oh, but what if it doesn't? What if I connect with some kids? I had to do it tonight.
mm-hmm,
Bad habit.
100%. And I always think of, what if I didn't do this? What would my life look like right now? I mean, we wouldn't have moved to Michigan. We wouldn't have done all the things that we wouldn't be able to travel like we do. We wouldn't, there's a lot of things that happen because of it. So allow yourself to dream. Give yourself some time to think about what reservations you might have or what excites you. Like I asked in the beginning of the call, jot it down, think about it, and we'd be happy to help you answer any questions along the way. So again, thank you for hopping on tonight, and we hope to be seeing you guys soon. So have a good night, everyone.
Dream big, ladies. Thanks for hopping on.